again, the clutter is all still there. In fact, there seems to be even more of it, as if, while my eyes were shut, my clothes have been secretly jumping out of the drawers and running around on my bed. Everywhere I look, all around my room, there are huge, great, tangled piles of, well, stuff. Shoes, boots, T-shirts, magazines, a Body Shop gift basket that was on sale, a Linguaphone Italian course which I must start, a facial sauna thingy, and, sitting proudly on my dressing table, a fencing mask and sword which I bought yesterday. Only 40 quid from a charity shop. I pick up the sword and experimentally give a little lunge towards my reflection in the mirror. It was a real coincidence because I've been meaning to take up fencing for ages, ever since I read this article about it in the Daily World. Did you know that fencers have better legs than any other sports people? Plus, if you're an expert, you can become a stunt double in a film and earn loads of money. So what I'm planning to do is find some fencing lessons nearby and get really good, which I should think I'll do quite quickly. And then, this is my secret little plan, when I've got my gold badge or whatever it is, I'll write to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Because she must need a stunt double, mustn't she? And why shouldn't it be me? In fact, she'd probably prefer someone British. Maybe she'll phone back and say she always watches my television appearances on cable and she's always wanted to meet me. God, yes. Wouldn't that be great? We'll probably really hit it off and turn out to have the same sense of humour in everything. And then I'll fly out to her luxury home and get to meet Michael Douglas and play with the baby. We'll be all relaxed together like old friends, and some magazine will do a feature on celebrity best friends and have us in it, and maybe they'll even ask me to be... Hi, Bex! With a jolt, the happy pictures of me laughing with Michael and Catherine vanish from my head, and my brain snaps into focus. Suze, my flatmate, is wandering into my room, wearing a pair of ancient paisley pyjamas. What are you doing? She asks, curiously. Nothing, I say, hastily putting the fencing sword back. Just, keep fit. Oh, right, she says vaguely. So, how's the packing going? She wanders over to my mantelpiece, picks up a lipstick and begins to apply it. Suze always does this in my room, just wanders about picking things up and looking at them and putting them down again. She says she loves the way you never know what you might find, like in a junk shop, which I'm fairly sure she means in a nice way. It's going really well, I say. I'm just deciding which suitcase to take. Ooh, says Suze, turning round, her mouth half bright pink. What about that little cream one? Or your red hold-all? I thought maybe this one, I say, hauling my new acid green shell case out from under the bed. I bought it at the weekend, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Wow, says Suze, her eyes widening. Bex, that's fab. Where did you get it? Phoenix, I say, grinning broadly. Isn't it amazing? It's the coolest case I've ever seen, says Suze, running her fingers admiringly over it. So, how many suitcases have you got now? She glances up at my wardrobe, on which are teetering a brown leather case, a lacquered trunk, and 3 vanity cases. Oh, I say, shrugging a little defensively. The normal amount. I suppose I have been buying quite a bit of luggage recently. But the thing is, for ages I didn't have any, just one battered old canvas bag. Then, a few months ago, I had an incredible revelation in the middle of Harrods, a bit like St. Paul on the road to Mandalay. Luggage! And since then I've been making up for all the lean years. Besides which, everyone knows good luggage is an investment. I'm just making a cup of tea, says Suze. Do you want one? Ooh, yes, please, I say. And a Kit Kat? Suze grins. Definitely a Kit Kat. Recently, we had this friend of Suze's to stay on our sofa, and when he left, he gave us this huge box full of 100 Kit Kats, which is such a great thank you present, but it means all we eat all day long is Kit Kats. Still, as Suze pointed out last night, the quicker we eat them, the quicker they'll be gone. So, in a way, it's more healthy just to stuff in as many as possible. Suze ambles out of the room and I turn to my case. Right.